Welcome to Deleted Saves. On this episode, ActRaiser on the SNES. There is a lyric by the punk band Bad Religion that goes something like this. The process of belief is an elixir when you're weak. I must admit there are times I indulge it on the sneak, but generally my outlook's not so bleak. A bit of a heavy start to a talk about a fantasy settlement building game, but we'll get there. ActRaiser, released on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in North America in 1991, is a mix of action platformer and city settlement building on a fantasy continent. The player takes on the role of God. Yes, God. Not the Judeo-Christian God exactly, but one of a similar build. I would imagine an interpretation of such a character as seen through the eyes of a culture that does not have the belief system as part of their daily lives, but has certainly heard about it. In your role as creator deity and guide to the world's people, you have been asleep for centuries, the result of wounds you sustained while fighting your demonic rival Tanzra. It should be noted that in the Japanese version of the game, the enemy is outright called Satan, and the world has kind of gone to shit in your absence. Not apocalypse exactly, more like gone to seed, untended by you or mortals. Now it is time to fix that. Awakened by your Prime Angel and Developer Insert character, your first duty is to deal with the monsters that rule a region before your followers can begin to cultivate the land. There are 6 areas, each ruled by a sub-boss and its monsters that scare the people into submission, and then the true boss that reveals itself after the locals are feeling brave and cultivating the land. Both types of mission are where the platforming comes in, as you descend to Earth, inhabit a statue of your likeness, and start kicking ass with sword and magic. During the simulation part, you guide the Prime Angel, who directs the people as well as defends the growing civilization from monster pits found across the map that spawn giant bats, giant skulls, and other vile entities intent on killing the people and destroying the land. Along the way, items and artifacts are found which the people will offer you, allowing you the lightest of role-playing game elements in order to get stronger for the challenges ahead. Of course, there will be crises along the way for you to solve. A priest/mayor's child taken by monsters, a swath of plague that you must teach the people to make medicine to prevent, a need for warm clothing in cold environments and thus offering the people the gift of sheep to shear for wool, much like a parent raising a child to be more confident and self-reliant. The 6 maps range from standard pastoral countryside to deserts that need to be cultivated, to island swamps and frozen lands that the people of these cultures call home. All of them are affected by evil, and all of them need divine intervention. As you can imagine, the game ends with a boss rush, where you must defeat all the regional bosses again, one after another, as well as the demonic Tanzra to free the world of evil. Well, supernatural evil at any rate. For its time, this game blew me away. The graphics, while chunky and somewhat cartoonish, were bright and the environments moody, from the moonlit castle on the Lake of Blood to the scorching desert to frozen caverns, and the action is solid. It was my first introduction to the simulation genre, and I enjoyed it thoroughly, although it is radically simplified compared to the most pure city-building simulation games. But that's not really why I love ActRaiser, easily one of my top 10 games of all time. Along the way, your Prime Angel speaks with you, one-sided though it is, about the nature of divine intervention versus mortal autonomy that comes across more like a parent than an omniscient and demanding creator. Do you really need to be this involved? Are the people ready to be free? To be on their own? Will they always remain loyal? What will become of us if one day they never come back to the temples? At the end of the game, you do a tour of your lands, seeing how your intervention helped the people. Most of the priests come back to say thank you for your help, although quickly it becomes apparent they are only doing so out of obligation, as they have grown and have other things to do. By the end of your tour, no one arrives at your temples to offer you praise or thanks, or pat you on the divine shoulder. The Prime Angel seems to confirm its fears. You have been forgotten. Your people may have grown beyond needing you, and maybe it's time you were on your way to other things too. This concept stuck with me to this day. The understanding that our period of influence in this world is limited, and is specific to the time that we inhabit. And in time, if we do our jobs correctly, we will be forgotten as those we shepherding have grown and evolved beyond us and our sphere of influence. This is as it should be, but it also frees us to tend to other things. This game was an early influence on me for questioning the beliefs of the religious household I was raised in, which itself was unquestioning and leaned heavily on faith to an otherwise, well, for me anyway, absent and invisible figure. Not exactly something we talk about too often in gaming, right? As long as the digital man goes shoot bang, all is good, right? Right? I would argue that perhaps we should look closer at faith as we do the concept of personal growth. There comes a time to let go, to be on your own and move away from the realm of gods and monsters. If you believe those gods are in fact out there, accept that they have moved on too, like a parent that has done their job, so that you can grow and evolve and help those who will be here long after you to do the same. Life is a one-act play with few chances to raise above it, and belief is a process that needs to transfer from outside influences to yourself. Every once in a while, and in trying circumstances, we may get weak and we may get indulgent, but those are mere moments that we can and must move beyond. Thank you for listening.